Well, hello, all my little preschool friends. It's your girl, Sandy Pinkalicious, coming to you with another special story. It's a Pinkalicious story, and this one is called Pinkalicious School Lunch. Now, you guys are a little young still to have lunch in the cafeteria, but when you go to elementary school and middle school and high school, you'll be having lunch in the cafeteria. So then you'll really be able to understand what Pinkalicious is going through. But let's read this story anyway, shall we? If there's one thing I love for lunch, it's a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Mommy packs it for me almost every day. On Monday, I decided to try something totally different. I wanted to buy my lunch at the school cafeteria. It would be pinkerific. They were serving spaghetti and meatballs with raspberry jello for dessert. Spaghetti looks pink if you use your imagination. I guess so. I guess it could look pink. At last, the lunch bell rang. Lunchtime, I yelled. I leaped out of my seat and out the door, skipping down the hall at full speed. I was going so fast I didn't see the book on the floor, and I tripped and fell, and I hurt my knee. Miss Penny came to help me. Why the rush, Pinkalicious? She asked. I told her about the spaghetti and meatballs and pink jello for dessert. Sounds yummy, she said. But remember, slow and steady wins the race. I wasn't sure what she meant, but I was just too hungry to ask. That's what I always tell the kids, walking feet. Miss Penny walked down the cafeteria with me. I got in line and waved goodbye. Soon enough, my special spaghetti would be all mine. All I had to do now was wait. So I waited. And waited. And waited. The line was so long it snaked around the cafeteria. We moved slowly, inch by inch. My tummy started grumbling. My knee throbbed. The room was noisier than I remembered. This was taking forever. That's bad when you're really hungry and all you want to do is eat. But there's all those kids ahead of her. At long last, it was my turn to order. I cleared my throat and said, spaghetti and meatballs with raspberry jello, please. Ethel, the lunch lady, didn't hear me. Excuse me, she said. Spaghetti and meatballs and jello, I tried again. It was no use. The room was too loud. Ethel shrugged and handed me a plate with green beans and a sloppy joe. No matter how hard I squinted, it did not look pink or tasty. I cleared my throat to try again, but for one last time, but just then the bell rang, and it was time to go back to class. I couldn't believe what just happened. This was supposed to be my big day, my cafeteria feast. Now instead of spaghetti and meatballs and raspberry jello, I had nothing but an empty stomach. Oh, my word. Now she didn't have any lunch. That's even worse. Her poor belly is empty. I feel sorry for Pinkalicious. In math class, I had trouble paying attention. I was so hungry. Triangles looked like pizza slices. Circles looked like pies. And when Miss Penny showed us that a square cut diagonally makes two triangles, I thought she was cutting a sandwich in half. My tummy grumbled. Poor Pinkalicious. Her tummy grumbling. It looks like pizza, like a sandwich, like pizza slices. Poor thing. That night I told Mommy and Daddy about how everything had gone wrong, how I had tripped and fallen, how I hurt my knee, how it took forever to get through the line, and when I finally got there, the lunch lady couldn't even hear my order. Wow, I'm sorry, honey, said Daddy. Well, would you like me to make you a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for tomorrow? Asked Mommy. I didn't know what to do. Today just did not turn out very well. But tomorrow they're going to be serving grilled cheese sandwiches, and I like grilled cheese. I'll try again tomorrow, except this time I'll be prepared, I said. So I finished my dinner and went up to my room. If I was going to actually eat the school lunch, I needed to have a plan. What do you think the plan is? Let's see what Pinkalicious comes up with. The next day at school, when the lunch bell rang, I pulled out the plan that I had made the night before. Step 1, I read out loud. Watch your pace. Slow and steady wins the race. I made sure not to rush to the cafeteria this time, and I made it without falling or bruising my knees. Miss Penny was right. This was much better. Yes, walking feet is always better. At the cafeteria, I got in line and looked around. There was still a lot of kids ahead of me. I started getting frustrated, but then I remembered my plan. I was prepared. Step 2, I read. If the line is long, just sing a song. So I began singing to pass the time. I made it through Pinko, Pinko, Little Star. And Mary had a pink old lamb. And I was just about to finish with Old Pink Donald when I realized I was almost at the front of the line. Well, there you go. Are you singing something? Asked Ethel, the lunch lady. I started to answer her, but the cafeteria was so loud she couldn't hear me. That's when I knew it was time for step 3 of my plan. Is the room very noisy from the lunch-eating crowd? Then roll up this plan and speak really loud, it said. So I rolled up my plan into a megaphone. I put it up to my mouth and I asked for a grilled cheese sandwich and a piece of pie. Huh? Said Ethel. Wow. Even with a megaphone, she still couldn't hear me. Wow. Now what's Pinkalicious gonna do? Will she ever get a lunch? I thought. She could hear me when I was singing. I know. May I please have a grilled cheese and a piece of cherry pie, I sang. This time Ethel heard me. Yes, you may, Ethel sang back, handing me a cherry pie. Here's your grilled cheese sandwich, sang the other lunch lady, giving me another plate. And how about some strawberry milk, sang the third lunch lady. Thank you, I sang. You're welcome, sang the 3 lunch ladies in perfect harmony. The cafeteria was completely quiet as everyone listened to them sing. When they finished, everyone clapped and yelled, hooray! The whole room filled up with our cheers. The lunch lady trio took a bow. I sat down and finally got to eat my cafeteria feast. The end. Whew, finally, she got a chance to have her cafeteria feast. Oh, that was a tough one. So I guess sometimes singing does help. Pass the time away. I know when I go on long trips, sometimes I just sing and before I know it, I'm there. It helps. Or sometimes if I'm feeling kind of down or bored, I just start singing a song and I don't feel down or bored anymore. So singing is a good way to pass the time. Anyhow, hooey, I'm glad you guys joined me for this special story called Pinkalicious School Lunch. I hope you guys can join me again on Monday when I come back with another either Pinkalicious story or an interactive story. But in the meantime, I hope you guys have a great weekend with your parents and your siblings. Have fun. If the weather's nice, I hope you're able to go out and play and come back on Monday. So until next time, this is Sandy Pinkalicious saying, see ya.